At Sierra, you'll always find apparel, footwear, and gear for 20 to 60% less than department and specialty store prices. But right now it's clearance time, so you can save even more on everything you need to get active and outside. Visit your local Sierra store today.
With the Venmo debit card, you can Venmo everything. Your favorite band's merch? You can Venmo this. Or their next show? You can Venmo that. Visit Venmo.me/debit to learn more. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. The card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted. Venmo purchase restrictions apply.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. How to Break Up with Somebody in 7 Steps. Part 1. By Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com. Everybody knows that it's a devastating experience to lose someone you really love, be it through a breakup or divorce. We've all gone through this at least one time in our lives. But the fact that it is also tough to be the one who leaves is something you could only know if you've experienced it. So, the question arises, how to break up with someone? Relationships come to an end, and the reasons why can be numerous. They all have in common that one member of the relationship is dissatisfied and pulls back. Maybe he's tried for some time to adjust the relationship according to his wishes. If this fails, he usually quits emotionally long before the actual breakup. That's often the reason why the breakup survivor has the impression that the dumper is cold-hearted. He already left mentally months ago. How to decide if the relationship should be ended or not? Here are some guidelines you can take into account when considering ending a relationship. Does the relationship allow you to evolve according to your wishes? Does the relationship fulfill your needs? Is it possible to have goals together and achieve them? Does your partner accept you as you are? Can you resolve conflicts together? Are you feeling safe in your relationship? And is the communication with your partner good? If your answer to these questions is in the majority no, then it's probably time to move on. So you want to break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you don't know how to do this. You've never done it before or have done it wrong in the past, and you could use a helping hand. The first thing you have to realize is that there is no painless way. It just doesn't exist. No magical words which will take the pain away. It will hurt them, and it may also hurt you. There's nothing you can do about this. You can only avoid some common mistakes and make it a little easier for them. As you continue listening, you're about to learn the steps on how to break up with someone the best way. If you've made your decision, just use the following steps as a guideline. How to break up with someone in 7 steps. Number 1. Keep a few days' distance. It is very advisable to maintain some distance from your partner before you actually break up. This has many advantages. On one side, you'll gain some emotional distance, which is important to be able to go through the steps following. On the other side, your partner will sense that something is about to happen and will hopefully emotionally prepare himself. Just cut off contact for a week before. Don't give too much information, just say you're busy. Number 2. Try to be sure about your decision. I know that's a tough one, especially when you love the person in question or are very close to him or her. You've probably been thinking about breaking up for a long time. You've come to the conclusion that you don't fit together, have different expectations about life, or were unable to resolve or get to the bottom of your conflicts. Maybe you've simply realized that you don't love your partner. Either way, try to be sure that there is no chance of getting things right again. I wrote try because I know that it's tough to be sure. You can be confident of your decision if you've tried several times to repair the relationship by trying to talk about the problems and frictions. To help with this decision, I suggest that you make a list of all the reasons why you want to break up and write possible solutions beside it. Then, go through your list and reflect whether or not you've done everything you could to solve the problems you've had. By knowing the reasons for the imminent breakup, you'll be prepared for questions your partner might ask, and they'll help you to cope with the breakup yourself. So, are you absolutely sure? Next step. Number 3, do it in person. Always talk to your partner in person. Never use email, text messages, or a letter. I know this is tempting because it seems so much easier, but it would also be another type of betrayal. You owe your partner to look them in the eye when you break up with them. It's a question of loyalty and morality, an unwritten law. Not to mention that it's easier for the person left behind to face the breakup when you tell him or her personally. Never walk away from this painful burden. Be fair. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, How to Break Up with Someone in 7 Steps by Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. From improving emergency response times to protecting against cyber attacks, local, state, and federal governments are innovating with Google AI. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
And thanks to Eddie for a great start to this post. I do find myself wanting to challenge a few parts of what he said, though. So this is a matter of opinion, of course. But on that first step about establishing distance before breaking up, you might want to consider the cost of coddling or taking responsibility for your partner's feelings when it comes to this. So in this case, the cost would be honesty and ingenuity. If this is something you pride yourself on and consciously tried to bring to the relationship, it may feel very uncomfortable to end the relationship on this note of deceit, if you will. And then for Eddie's third step about breaking up in person, I do think Eddie is right in that, regardless of what you might owe someone, that this direct approach will likely feel the most honorable, I guess is the word. However, just be mindful of exceptions. If you've been abused, for example, you might want to reconsider this. If you're in a long-distance relationship, it might be harder to end face-to-face, and it might not be worth it to wait, a month or whatever the timeline might be before you see them again. So just some things to think about, but there is more tomorrow, everyone, more wisdom from Eddie, so be sure to tune in again then for the rest of this post, and I'll hope to catch you there, where your optimal life awaits.